Don't be silly. You are not as good as you think. I have a master's degree in HR from XYZ University. Was a first thing a 32-year-old mother of one told me when I asked to know her background. She didn't tell me where she did her primary, secondary, and first degree. She jumped straight to master's to create a first good impression as expert advocate. But I was not impressed. She was shabbily dressed, her nails were unkempt. She could not answer any question I put to her directly, always meandering around the bush. So don't be silly. You are not as good as you think. Your MSc, BSc, and PhD just give you a leg in the door. They don't define who you are or have become. Is what you have been able to do after you have acquired your degrees. When I asked Mrs. Master in HR what she knew about sales funnel, our conversation came to a grinding halt. When I asked if she was active on social media, she became excited and said she had 1,000 followers on Instagram. So, tell me what you know about content marketing and landing pages. We returned to square one. The silence was deafening. You could hear a pin drop. Indeed, a silence of the graveyard where all dreams and treasures are buried. She considered she had never heard those terms in her entire life. Yet, she had 1,000 Instagram followers. How come? And this is someone who had introduced herself as having just completed 3 certification courses. When people package their CVs, they saturate them with strings of things that they accomplish while at ABCZXYZ company, and you wonder how they accomplish all those things all alone. Nothing in an organization is ever accomplished alone. Everything involves teams. Take something as simple as writing an outbound sales letter. You first draft the letter and send it to your supervisor, who sends it to his supervisor, and so on and so on, until someone with authority approves it that it's good enough to be sent out. So, how can you say you executed email marketing campaigns when you were working at the XYZ company? So don't be silly. You are not as good as you think. Over 99% of the people don't have skills required for operating in a modern society where artificial intelligence, robotics, machine learning, back-end and front-end codes predominate. I inclusive. I remember years back in New York at one of the JFK airport terminals, passengers were required to personally check in. They provided a computer hung on the wall. Despite my years of using computer when I was working in the bank, I was not familiar with the software the airline provided. Yes, or the airline used. Yes, it was KLM. I had to swallow my pride and ask someone to help me, and within minutes, I was checked in. The speed and scale of change is mind-boggling. And as I already mentioned, with AI, artificial intelligence, robotics, autonomous vehicles, and drones thrown in, there is so much to learn that you dilute yourself with how much you know at your own peril. It's not about knowing how to configure WhatsApp or write short codes using HTML. It's about understanding how the entire ecosystem, how to make a living in the new world is evolving. So again, don't be silly. You are not as good as you think. You lack basic skills, talk less, meta skills, their ability to learn and apply new knowledge quickly. a definition by Juste Seme-Taite. The 6 meta skills she highlights are learning capacity, emotional intelligence, perspective, storytelling, creative problem solving, and leadership. Take learning capacity, for instance. How much have you invested in upskilling your skills in the past 12 months? As Alvin Toffler, the futurist, wrote in his Future Shock, a book called Future Shock, released as early as 1970, he said, the illiterates of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. What Alvin Toffler wrote over 50 years ago sounds trite today, but look around you. How many people you know are learning? The Emilocans, the corruption fighters, senators, and reps. How many of them are learning? By padding budgets, by embezzling or chopping, as we say here in Nigeria, constituency allowances. Remember, these are supposed to be opinion leaders and role models. When these types of dream killers lead a society, what do you expect? Anarchy, kidnapping, haters farmers clashes, banditry, nepotism, and Sodom and Gomorrah. As Ray Ekpo, Nigeria's multiple award-winning journalist, wrote in 1983 that landed him in Shagari's prison. So take your fate in your own hands. Humble yourself and know that you know next to nothing about the new world order we are in. Learn day and night and learn some more. What do you know about inbound marketing? What of outbound marketing? Do you know anything about SEO? Or do you know what SEO is all about? SEO, search engine optimization. Millennials, Gen Zers, and newly minted digital natives are learning, but the majority illiterate ones are short-term focused and doing a Milocan type power capture by involving themselves in what is popularly known as 419 or Yahoo boys and so on. Beware, you are warned. The ones that know what they are doing, like Shola Akindele and Ezra Olubi of Paystack Firm, and Olubenga Abola and Iyenoluwa Aboyeje of Flutterwave Firm are crushing it and dancing all the way to the bank. Stripe acquired Paystack for $200 million in 2022, while Flutterwave is valued at $2 billion as at this year, 2024. Remember the uproar when Remita earned over 1 billion naira from a simple contract it signed with the CBN in 2015. Recently, the PAC, Public Accounts Committee of the House of Reps, fumed over the payment of 15 billion to Remita, part of Systems Spec Group. Straws in the wind. They didn't fume over the purchase of 469 bulletproof SUVs for themselves for over 57.6 billion naira. Everything you see online run on codes. You have the front end and the back end. Each end runs on different coding protocols. If you learn coding like John Obaro, the founder of System Specs, you can be insanely wealthy. John Obaro graduated from ABU Zaria, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, and started System Spec flipping software as far back as 1991. They created Remitter in 2005 and were able to monetize by 2015. And as they say, the rest is history. John once told me if I was in America, they would have been hailing me, but here they are demonizing me. I told John not to worry. The ash holes in the House of Reps and the Senate will continue to harass Remitter because they are assholes. If you master coding, you can become exponentially wealthy like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, John Obaro, Shola Akindele, Ezra Olubenga Bola, Iyi Noluwa Aboyeji, etc. So start learning and stop telling me you have a master's degree, and you too can and will become exponentially wealthy. That's all I have to tell you. Go and start learning.